let's say the game against the Packers is tomorrow. Who's your second quarterback?
First of all, you nailed that, right? You did sniff that out early in terms of what Bagent was doing and what that probably meant for Nathan Peterman. But like you said, he's right up on PJ right now, and I think that's a legitimate question to say, going into week one, who's your second quarterback right now? And I think you still got to have some pause about putting an undrafted rookie out there in games that matter. And so I think right now I would still probably lean towards PJ. He hasn't really had a good camp. I do like his arm talent. I've said that, but he hasn't had a good camp. He's got his limitations in terms of height and balls being batted down and finding guys. But I just have a little bit of trepidation about putting an undrafted rookie out there in games that matter. However, if this trend continues for another 10 days, then I think you just got to go ahead and make the choices right in front of you, which is Bagent is playing the best quarterback outside of Justin Fields.
And they'll almost have no choice, right? They'll almost have no choice to do this if the last preseason game it's the same result. Because from the start of camp on, P.J. Walker is overthrown, interceptions, and this guy is, leading his receivers, throwing with anticipation, and he's playing second and third stringers, and that's kind of how you disqualify it. But at the same time, on a game like tonight where it's on full display, there's really not much you can say about it. Greg Gabriel put out something that was really interesting during the game, and he was talking about when they would scout quarterbacks, this is one of the things they'd look at, and attempted passes in college. He has more attempted passes in college than Richardson, Stroud, and Bryce Young combined. He threw for 2,000. He had 2,040 passes in college. So he's experienced, and he's showing that.
So who would you go with for your backup?
I'm going Bagent. I don't care that he's, doesn't have the money. At some point, the what he does on the field should speak for itself. It shouldn't be about how much money you bank.
What's the cap hit, Hoge?
So P.J. Walker signed a 2-year, $400 million-ish contract. Basically, the first year is guaranteed, like $2 million of that.
Sure.
If they were to cut him now, they would actually take an additional cap hit of about, I think it's like $300,000 or something like that. So in their situation, not a big deal other than the fact it just looks like a really bad contract.
Yeah, but you stumbled into it for good reason. It's not like you paid him and then he's just trash. I mean, he has had a bad camp, but I think more it's about what Bagent's doing, and you can't fault yourself for finding a good guy undrafted.
Look, when you get hit in the face with something, you just got hit in the face, and the Bears just got hit in the face that Tyson Bagent can play and P.J. Walker cannot. To me, it's not even a discussion. I understand that you gave P.J. Walker money, but who cares? You can cut him. You got plenty of money. That's $300,000. That's less than chump change. Forget about even like 2 and 3. It's actually exciting to me that the Bears identified somebody who did what I was begging them to do. Like when you looked at what Brock Purdy did last year, when you look at a lot of quarterbacks who get overlooked, even Aiden O'Connell right now, who's having some level of success, who I did not think was going to do that, but that actually played 4 years of college, learned the game, threw a ton of passes, just developed as a football player, and then lo and behold, they don't exactly fit how you want them to look, but they can process the field. They're super accurate. Bagent's passes, the dude's on the money all night, and he had some craftiness out there, getting himself in the end zone. This is a great development tonight. I don't want to overblow it. Obviously we have a guy by the name of Justin Fields, but to have a young quarterback that you at least are remotely excited about to where he can go, that's in the backup role, we have not had that. And Jake Maloney, I think, hitting the nail on the head, or Tyson Bagent is generational. I don't want to go quite that far, but I'm excited to see more. I am excited to see more.
If Justin, we know how he plays the game, right? If he gets a shoulder or he, tweaks the knee and he's down for 4 games, you want a guy that can come in and go 2-2. You feel good about Tyson being able to do that?
That's where I'm just struggling with this. And by the way, just to clarify, looking at Spotrac, looks like he's going to cost you $500,000 against the cap next year, regardless.
Okay.
If you cut him now or you cut him in the offseason or whatever,
whatever.
Let's forget about the money.
Whatever,
it doesn't really matter,
yeah.
other than you spent a couple million that you didn't need to. Whatever. I'm just struggling with the idea that you're just going to roll into the season with a rookie being your backup, and then you keeping Nathan Peterman then?
Yeah, sure. Or keep PJ.
That's going to be my
PJ.
question is
Yeah.
that you could still keep PJ, right?
Just keep PJ.
Yeah.
Make him the third string. Who cares?
What does it matter? It's just
I don't
one-
think they'd like to carry 3. I think they'd rather carry 2.
Yeah, but what's the rule again about carrying an extra?
No, they got to be on your active roster to use that guy as a surprise, as the emergency quarterback.
I don't get
Yeah.
what are you
I'll never understand that.
what exactly are you worried about? Like if Justin Fields gets hurt and we're playing a backup quarterback, that the season, if he gets hurt for a long period of time, the season effectively is over. Sure. And
Not if Tyson Bagent's as good as you guys are saying he is.
well, great.
Then it shouldn't be over. Then this should be a Brock Purdy situation.
Exactly. So let's then in that horrible
Well,
scenario.
I'm just saying, if you believe he's this good, then own it. Then he's this good. Then the season's not over.
But it's not about this good. It's about, is he better than PJ Walker? I think is the more fair conversation.
He's playing better than him right now. I think.
I mean,
based on what we saw tonight, absolutely.
Yeah.
it was 17 plays, 92-yard touchdown drive, 7 of 8 passes for 61 yards, and a 2-yard touchdown run.
It was
I'd
us.
say that's just confirmation of what we've seen all camp. Like I said, shout out to you. You called this a week ago. Like, we've been seeing this through camp. He's had the better camp. That's just a simple observation.
Right. And
No, he has 100%.
I have to guard against for myself because I am backup quarterback lover. I always have been. I always will be.
Comes with the territory of Bears fans.
Right.
Yeah.
And one time in my life that I was actually right about it, that it was 100% accurate, was when Jay Cutler was the QB, and then there was this guy. What was his name that everybody hated?
Josh McCown.
Josh McCown, who was Josh God, and his teammates liked him more, and he was producing. I'm not saying that this is that, but this is a situation where we've been watching him in training camp. He's looked better. You see some level of composure with him, and then he gets his opportunity. And I don't care who was out there. The dude crushed it. Give
Air Jer in the chat.
Give Bagent his flowers.
Air Jer in the chat. Secret Bagent, man.
Exactly right. A secret Bagent, man. A secret That's right, Poppy, man.
See, look.
Giving him a chance.
and
he's taking this way, name.
Quiet,
I just
please.
looked at
Quiet,
Herb
please.
while he did that.
If y'all want me to be confused, just say that.
There's our first quiet please of the night right there. Herb, thank you for being here, because you see what I got to deal with when Nick's not here?
Yeah.
Like, I just need one other person in here.
You didn't like Secret Bagent, man? That is brilliant.
We're having a great segment. There's your quiet Carm sign. First one of the post game. And within 2 seconds, you start singing, and a dog runs up on the set.
She liked it.
I hooked him into that one.
Speaking of giving flowers, right? I think it'd be remiss if we didn't give flowers to Will DeWitt, who probably had the scoop of the day.
Scoop of the day, Will DeWitt. He's on our well, he wasn't even on with us pregame. Nick was, but Nick said Will was walking around the stadium, ran into a guy wearing a Tyson Bagent jersey.
Had to be.
Which, if you're wearing a Tyson Bagent jersey, you're related to
Tyson Bagent.
Turns out he was. It's his uncle. Uncle Bagent told him he's going to be QB2 tonight.
Uncle Bagent just breaking news to Will DeWitt. Probably didn't know who he was talking to, which is a bad job by Uncle Bagent, but whatever. You should be watching the show. You should know who Will DeWitt is, but he let
Maybe he did know, and he was like, I'm going to deliver this big news because I'm a huge CHGO diehard.
We had fun with it, but that was a legit catch. Like, that was legit, like, scoop to know that Bagent was going in second to confirm what Hoge told us last week, which was he was passing Peterman.
And I was just guessing based on what I was seeing. I was just making
an educated guess.
I was making an educated guess, but Will came through with the actual information pregame, and then you saw it, and then he backs it up. Let's, regardless of who ends up being the backup, and because I'm not even sure there's a real controversy here. At some point, though, if you're Ryan Poles, you got to look at this thing. And if there's one question I regret not asking him the other day when we had him on Hogan Johns, it's about PJ Walker and his struggles. Like, I guess I've just been sitting here like he's going to work his way out of it. But it still hasn't happened. But just speaking on Tyson Bagent right now, he looks poised. There's
Thank you.
There's a confidence back there. There was one throw tonight that I pointed out to you, Carm, when it happened, and it ended up being just a short dump off to the running back. But it was right at the moment where the clock should be going off in your head, and you should either be like scrambling out of there or passing it. And he was just standing there. And at first I'm like, oh no, he's got no sense of the clock. But no, he was just being calm, and then he hit his check down.
I think that goes to what Braggs was saying, though, about all of the experience, all the throws he had in college. He's been in that pocket a lot.